Yeah, meeting is now streaming live on YouTube. Okay.
So it is just setting it up, and in
Mm-hmm.
next 1 minute it will be live. So now it is live.
Yes, it is live now actually.
I'm sharing the streaming link. You can share on your WhatsApp groups of the.
Mm-hmm.
They can
Sure.
join directly from this link. So it is just setting it up, and in next 1 minute it will be live. So now it is live.
Yes, it is live now. Karan, just send me the link.
Yeah, yeah. Sir, it's there in your chat box also. Chat box will दिखा है आपको वहाँ पे?
Yeah, it is in the chat box.
Right, no, sir? Yes,
Yeah,
Rishabh
the
sir.
live
Yes.
streaming link is there.
Okay.
Good morning, Dr. Hiresh. Good morning,
Yes,
Karanji,
I'll send it to.
and all the students who are joining in right now.
A very good morning, Rishabh sir.
Good morning, Laliji. Good morning, Navseen ma'am.
Good morning,
Good
Nausin
morning,
ma'am.
I'll
sir.
send you.
Good
I'll
morning,
send you,
sir.
sir.
Is it better now, Karan, sir?
Yeah, I will request that the other YouTube you can put on mute so that it will not disturb.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct.
Otherwise, there will be an echo.
Yes, that's all. Mm-hmm.
So, since it is on, should we start?
We'll just give it 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. A
Hello.
very good morning to all.
Good morning. Good
Good
morning,
morning.
Aarti ji.
Morning, morning.
Please. So we are getting live
Yes, we are
around
live right now on
We are
right
YouTube.
already
now.
live, ma'am.
Fine, fine, fine. Morning to all.
Good morning. Good morning, Aarti ji.
Please. So we are getting live
Yes, we are live right now on
We are
YouTube.
already live, ma'am.
fine, fine, fine. Morning to all.
Good morning. Good morning, Aarti ji.
Minute. Yes, Lohar sir, whenever you say we'll go online.
Yes, I'm live actually. Karan,
Yes, sir.
so we can start now.
Yeah, I think everybody is in. And yeah, I think it's good to go. Marcel, whenever you say we will go online.
Yes, I'm live actually. Karan,
Yes, sir.
so we can start now.
Yeah, I think everybody is in. And yeah.
Yes, Karan, let's start.
We'll start. Yep. Okay. Rishabh, sir, we'll start.
Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, start this. A very good morning to one and all present here, and thank you for joining us on the second day of our 2-day international workshop series on the theme Building a Unicorn in India 2020. The primary purpose of this workshop is to hone your skills and to shift from being mere job seekers to job creators. Yesterday, we had a very enriching guest session, and I'm sure today's session will keep you on the edge of your seat as we explore a completely new unicorn sector, agripreneurship. Our guest for today, CA Rishabh Jain, is an amazing personality. He has a vision to develop 1 million hectares of wastelands in a cooperative model to combat climate change, meet sustainability goals, and community commerce. He has also been a TEDx speaker and is the chief secretary of Jain International Trade Organization. Also, I extend a warm welcome to Professor Navseen Mistry, who is here on behalf of the Indian Accounting Association, with whom we have collaborated for this session. Ms. Navseen Mistry has consistently been a merit holder in her academic credentials and has completed a 2 years fellowship program designed by the British Council. She has been invited by many colleges as a resource person and is an excellent researcher in commerce, management, and accounting, and has written many articles and published many papers. I now welcome the captain of the ship, Dr. Hiresh Lohar, director of VIVA IMR, who has been instrumental in organizing such a wonderful workshop. I also welcome my lovely colleagues, Professor Aarti Sharma, Professor Prapti Nayak, and Professor Lalit Patil. A big warm welcome to our lovely audience, faculties from different colleges and students, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of takeaways from today's session. Before we move ahead, let me share the flow of the session with all of you. There will be an addressal note by our director, sir, then a small talk by Navseen madam, followed by an enriching session by our resource person, a question answer round, and finally a vote of thanks. Feedback link will be sent at the end of the session on the basis of which your e-certificates would be distributed. Without spending too much time, I now call upon our director, sir, to address all of us. Sir.
Yes, Karan. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Professor Karan Khanna. Good morning, everyone. I welcome all of you in our today's international workshop series on building a unicorn India 2020 in association with Indian Accounting Association Thane branch. Today's topic is community commerce for agripreneur by CA Rishabh Sawansukha. He has rich industry experience in large corporate like Indian Oil Corporations, Coca-Cola, Oracle, and Snapdeal, and many more corporates. His key area is taxation, integrated wasteland development, e-commerce, insolvency laws, and policy research. Currently, he is working as a chief secretary of Jito Business Network and owner of many advisory firms. We heard lot of industrializations, but hardly we seen discussions on agri entrepreneurs. And I appreciate Mr. Rishabh's vision of developing 1 million hectare degraded wasteland in 500 district by 2030. I welcome Ms. Navseen Mistry on behalf of Indian Accounting Association as a keynote speaker for today's session. Thanks everyone. Yes, Karan, you can
Thank you.
continue.
Thank you, sir. I now request Ms. Nafseen Mistry to speak a few words.
Thank you, Karan sir. Thank you, Hiresh sir. Good morning to all of you who have been a part of today's workshop. It is an informative journey which is going on for 2 consecutive days under the title Building an Unicorn in India 2020. This international workshop series is I must express the gratitude to VIVA Institute of Management and Research for organizing it in association with Indian Accounting Association Thane chapter. Today's second day will most probably comprise of, as already Hiresh sir has mentioned, it is about commerce, community, and agripreneur. Agripreneur is something which is new and most probably I think it is needed for every one of us to know about it. And who else could be a better speaker than CA Rishabh sir to complete on it? Apart from that, sir will also be helping us to understand and I guess he is a kind of creating a wake-up call to everyone to understand the climate change. And with his knowledge and information, we can be that change agent. Each citizen of India can do that. Apart from that, it is very important for each one of us to understand that sustainable development is needed. And especially for our country, where sustainable development, I guess, can give many folds by helping us to go for zero hunger, no poverty. All this can come through sustainable development. Apart from that, it is very interesting to know. So, it is going to give you a thread of immunity through farm and farmer coming together as a combination. So, that will be basically I guess, the theme and the line where Sir will be speaking on. And he's the best person to cover that. On behalf of Indian Accounting Association, I would express my heartfelt thank to Hiresh sir and his team comprising of Hardi ma'am, Karan sir, Lalit sir, and other supporting hands who are behind this workshop. That's it. Thank you. You can well to go.
Thank you. Thank you, Manu, for your lovely talk. Thank you. And now, without taking too much time, I would like to call upon our eminent guest, CA Rishabh Jain, to share his wonderful wisdom and experience with us. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Hiresh Lohar of VIVA Institute of Management and Research, Navseen Mistry ji from Indian Accounting Association, Karan Khanna ji, Aarti ji, Professor Lalit, and Prapti ji, and all the students, fellow, who are right now watching me on YouTube and also on the social media. So first of all, I congratulate you all that you find this time and a very warm welcome. Namaste. We all know that last 8 to 10 months, we have been seeing an unprecedented time in our history of mankind, I would say. Nowhere in the world we have read or observed this kind of a standstill moment which came to all of us, not only in India, but across the world. And it gave us little time to think. It gave us little more time to evaluate, introspect that what kind of world we want to give it to our future generation. What kind of a world we are going to build for ourselves post pandemic. So I will not discuss about the past. I will take you to the journey of future, and a small presentation I have made for all of you because you are finance professional, accounting professionals, management graduates. So we shoulder a lot of responsibility on us to basically shape the new world. And I was reading somewhere uh, in Silicon Valley, they say that the accountants are going to save the 21st century. And you know why? Because We people know the numbers and everybody else tell the story. So if we know the numbers will never allow the large corporations or the large institutions to fail. Because when a large institution fails or any company fails, it is not because the brand was not good, not because the product was substandard, not because of anything else but the business model, because the business model was not sustainable. So, how should we prepare our planet's business model? It's a very deep subject, but it is very interesting if you look at the subject from an individual perspective. So, today I will try to make you imagine that, see how community commerce agripreneurship can impact you, your career, your growth opportunity, and it can unlock a complete new world of opportunity for youth, for professionals, for white collars and semi white collars, because that is very important. उत्तम कृषि, मध्यम व्यापार, सबसे निम्न रोजगार. It is not told by me, it was written maybe from the childhood. I am reading about this, but I'm thinking that where we have gone wrong, where we have not applied this theory and we have completely turned it upside down. सब कुछ हमने उल्टा पुल्टा किया और उसका नतीजा आज ये है कि सितंबर 2015 में 193 country heads came together and they signed on 17 goals for the world called Sustainable Development Goals, SDG. If you are a management graduate, if you are an accounting professionals, you must read about SDG because they are the future of reporting in your balance sheets, funding, raising investments, or doing anything by any corporate of any size. They cannot violate SDGs. Plus, they have to comply with them. So earlier SDGs were known by ESG. Now SDG is a unwritten written code. It's not unwritten. It's a well documented code signed by 193 heads of state of all the countries. So today, let us think about India. India mein, we are 1.4 billion Indians. We have 500 million farmers. So the future is bright. And I will show you how. Any business or any profession, wherever you go, first of all, you have to see whether this business is a essential business, discretionary business, or a luxury business. If any business which is an essential business, which means you can earn daily cash flow from that business, which means food, health, education, a sharp focus is needed, because without that sharp focus, you will end up into something else and miss the big opportunity in the process. And the big opportunity is not somewhere else. It is all around you. It is all around your city, your district, your tehsil, your taluka, from where you belong to. During the COVID, let me tell you a small incident which happens. In the month of March, one of my colleague, a chartered accountant, company secretary with 14 years of experience, because our office was closed due to lockdown. So he went to his village. From there, he called me that, sir, I don't have any work in my village and there is a lot of negativity in my village. I asked him that why so. He said that the most of the farmers in my village are actually working on milk, like animal husbandry, dairy, or they are vegetable and fruit growers. And right now, because all the restaurants, hotels are closed, there is no demand of milk and very less demand of vegetables. The prices has gone down and everybody is depressed and having negative thoughts. So I just asked him that, can you please tell me, isn't it an opportunity? Isn't it an opportunity for you to basically look at this business? So he told me that, sir, are you telling me to do a vegetable business? So I told him, no, I'm not. I'm telling you to look at this business. So he told me that, sir, are you telling me to do a vegetable business? So I told him, no, I'm not. So he told me that, sir, are you telling me to do a vegetable business? So I told him, no, I'm not. So he told me that, sir, are you telling me to do a vegetable business? So I told him, no, I'm not telling you to grow vegetable, you cannot grow. You are a professional. You have to look at the problem and threat and convert it into opportunity for your village. So he started, with my inspiration, he started a brand called Fresh and Green with all the village youth. He started creating the nice packaging, sanitizing the vegetables, sorting them up, and ultimately supplying it to the community 30 kilometers away from his village, which is Jaipur. So in Jaipur today, in last 6 months, Safe and Green brand is now doing a business with more than 400 customers. That's the power of community commerce. You have a community who need you, and you have a problem that also need you to address. And that is where all the education, all the higher education we all have has to come into execution. Because education without execution, ज्ञानम भारम क्रिया बिना, ज्ञान भार बन जाता है जब उसको क्रियान्वित नहीं किया जाता है. So we have an opportunity, and I will unfold. This is one of the example. I'll unfold so many different opportunities today in next 1 hour, and you can note it down. Keep your diary and pen ready. The presentation also will be shared with you. We are right now live on YouTube, so no need to be worried कि सर ने अभी बता दिया और अगर मैंने नहीं सुना तो क्या होगा. Wake up now. Climate change is real. Climate change के बारे में theoretically हम सभी ने पढ़ा होगा. Newspaper, magazine, article, digital, online, Kindle, books, etc., etc. But what is exactly climate change and how it is impacting our business, and how the new unicorns are going to come up who will solve the problem? First thing, all the unicorns worldwide like Uber, Airbnb, or Apple, Amazon, how they, why they flourish so and become so bigger? Just ask a question to yourself, because education gives us curiosity, and with the curiosity we can ask the question to ourselves that what was the main ingredient, what was the main recipe for all these big companies, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Google, Alphabet, why they become so big? The answer is very simple. They solve a big problem. If you solve a small problem, or if you solve a problem which doesn't exist, then your business will not be sustainable. But if you solve a big problem, believe me, you are bound to grow big. Investor will come and support you. Businessmen will come and support you. And first and foremost, your customers are going to be with you. So when I'm saying climate change is real, wake up now, which means you have to find out how you can solve the problem which is around you. It look a small problem, but if this problem is a world problem, then you are hitting hard onto a big problem. Be the change you want to see in the world. Recently on Netflix, there is a documentary. I was watching it. The documentary name is Kiss the Ground. So I'll show you a 2-minute trailer of that documentary that will show you where the problem exactly lies. So I'm putting the video on.
There's so much bad news about our planet. It's so overwhelming. The truth is, I've given up. This is the story of a simple solution, a way to heal our planet. The solution is right under our feet, and it's as old as dirt.
All of our soils that are under chemical conventional agriculture are almost completely devoid of microorganisms.
Modern agriculture was not designed for the betterment of the soil.
Fossil fuels are by no means the only thing that is causing climate change. When we damage soils, often goes back to the atmosphere.
And when we destroy soil, it releases carbon dioxide.
Biosequestration is using plants, trees, and techniques of grazing and farming to capture carbon and store it in the soil.
We can fix a lot of our climate issues to bring the CO2 down into a living plant and put it back into the soil where it belongs.
Plants working with soil microorganisms, it seems too simple.
Healthy soils lead to a healthy plant, healthy human, healthy climate.
There could be a way to eat food that heals the planet.
The problem isn't the animal. The problem is where the animals are at.
How do we take waste and repurpose and reuse it because it's really not waste? The poop has to stay in the loop.
Compost is just one of a suite of soil-based carbon capture solutions.
We know how to do it. And if we continue to scale over 30 years, we can reverse global warming.
We can get Earth back to the Garden of Eden that it once was by regeneration. To see biodiversity return to a place that was completely devastated, that gives me hope.
Our health and the health of our planet are connected.
If you look over here, my neighbor's land that has been chemical fallow, then you look over at our paddocks, you have a diversity of different plant species. Which model do you want your food to be produced from? The answer is pretty simple to me.
I'll make you a deal. I won't give up, and neither should you.
So friends, you saw in this presentation that how the change is happening worldwide. And believe me, worldwide youth is joining this revolution, and this revolution is much, much bigger than green revolution. And it's a wake-up call. There is not a particle of life which does not bear the poetry within it. The life is like a poetry. It is all around us. We have to listen to it carefully. You have to listen to the soil. You may ask me, sir, I don't have land. How can I think about agriculture? Okay, friend, whether you have land, whether you do not have land, whether you are a farmer, whether you are a non-farmer, doesn't matter. We all eat food 3 times a day, isn't it? We eat breakfast, we eat dinner, lunch. So that is the human need. That's a common need. Whether you grow it or you trade it or you do nothing about it, the food is going to impact you. And if the food is going to impact you and impact everyone in your family, everyone around you, your friends, your cities, your village, your country, don't you need to think about it? Don't you need to think to make it your food value system a better? So today let us discuss, what is the problem? Is the problem hunger or the problem is nutrition? And what do we need? Do we need to fill our stomach with whatever we get, or do we need to fill our stomach with what we need? And that is where you have to feel your stomach, not fill your stomach. And that is where the whole system, the whole community of the world is talking about immunity, because we have to feed us with quality nutrition and food which maintain our immunity. So if we are destroying the immunity of our ecosystem, how can we be safe? Because whatever we are going to do with the nature will revert back to us. And when the nature revert, it become a disaster for humanity, and we have no support. An invisible virus can cause a threat and can cause the world stand still. So you can now imagine what more can go worst in climate change. Let me tell you, you are all finance people, management guys. You are doing with numbers. You all understand the numbers. So let me tell you in your own way how the new opportunity in community commerce and agripreneurship lies. You are seeing here 2 pictures. One is the triangular economy. I call it ecosystem. In ecosystem, there is a person who controls everything. And that is the world today. That is called I-commerce. I am driving the commerce. Of course, triangular economy has got various benefits like technology, control, creating wealth. But at the end of the day, when you talk about the world GDP, Today it is $80 trillion. If you really want to grow the world GDP by from $80 trillion to $200 trillion, the triangular economy may not survive, because just imagine you are growing the pyramid. So first you have to grow the base, then only the top will go to the higher, which means more poverty, less jobs, high inflation, banking risk, lot of failures. Lot of companies will go bankrupt. They will vanish overnight. That is what the triangular economy is all about. Now come to the new system, which we call circular economy or ecosystem. It is not an ecosystem, it's an ecosystem wherein you have technology, you have inclusion, you are creating wealth for many, you are creating wealth for unknown people. It is politically sustainable and stable. You are sequestering carbon dioxide, you are creating jobs for many, health for many, and the inflation will be slow, the banking will become easy, and that is the world tomorrow called v-commerce. So a lot of opportunities are there. If you want to start your startup or a new business or want to join a company, you have to think about these issues, and you will become a better employee. You will become a better entrepreneur or a better businessman if you know where the world is moving, if you know where the winds are going and what are the directions worldwide. The immunity comes from farm and pharma. Choice is yours. Which one you would like? आपने पूरी जिंदगी मेहनत करी, पैसे कमाए, 50 साल तक आपको कुछ ऐसी डिजीज हो गई, उसके बाद 50 to 60 आप उन डिजीज के साथ फेस करते रहे, 60 में जाके आप कोलैप्स कर गए और आपकी सारी सेविंग्स, अगर आप इंश्योर्ड नहीं थे तो दैट विल गो वेयर, you all know. But if you are living a healthy life, you can live up to 90 year of age, even 100 year. Many places I have visited, I have seen people at 90 year of age, they can walk 10 kilometer without stopping. That's the kind of immunity, that's the kind of, climate, because they are close to nature. They are not away from nature, they are close to nature. But certainly we all cannot afford to be so close to nature. We have to live in our city, we have to do our jobs, we have to do our businesses, we have to get ourselves educated, our kids educated. So you need to think about it, that how your business, your ideas can help the people living in cities also feel that they are living close to nature. Lot of opportunities. Hydroponics, we all know people are using it in cities like Bombay, where there is a space crunch. Now people have started growing their own veggies. Similarly, people have started subscribing to farms. They are now paying a fee to the nearby farms and a group of farmers and buying directly from it. So the disintermediation is causing benefit to the consumer and benefit to the farmer also, because at the end of the day the farmer get the better price, the consumer get the better crop, he get the traceability, he know from where his food is coming. So the world of finance and SDG are combined. Today I'll give you a thought, I'll give you an idea that why don't you look at these two aspects together and start looking at these two aspects, all the 17 goals and your financial books of accounts, and see where you can start loving the concept of SDG reporting. Lot of stuff, lot of material on it, on international financial and accounting websites. You will find a lot of white papers, research papers are published every day. The world GDP, as I told you, $80 trillion. The world gross financial product is $200 trillion. Now come back to the opportunity. There is a $12 trillion potential of financing gap between the developing country and the developed country, which means that gap can be bridged only by grassroots level changes, and that can happen when you create jobs. And where the jobs are going to be created? In factories, where automation is going to take away a lot of human skills, will be replaced by technology. But human skills cannot be replaced in agribusiness, because where you need human, you need human. You can't do anything. If human need to be fed, human need to be fed. You can't feed the machine. Machine is fed by non-organic things. The human need to be fed by organic thing only, and that thing need to be qualitative, not quantitative alone. So recently the Kotak Group have launched a fund called ESG Fund recently in India, wherein they are going to invest in only those companies who are working for SDG. It's a big change. The Citibank is now re-evaluating all their loan books of $250 billion loan book, because they are not going to give easy credit to those companies who are making harm to the environment. They will give liberal credit to those companies who are aligned with SDG. Similarly, your access to foreign FDI and access to global funding is heavily dependent upon SDG. So whenever you make your next pitch of your idea, or even if you are going to face the interview to an employer, if you know a little about SDG, if you know a little about environment, climate, if it is a company of a good size, even if it is a company of 100 crore and above turnover, they will appreciate your thoughts, and you have a higher chances of getting selected in your job, as well as if you are setting up a business, you have a very high chances of getting funded. If you see the annual report of Reliance Industries, now the leading group in our country, last 3-4 years, they have started SDG reporting extensively. Just go and download the annual report and read it. Warren Buffett, he don't read magazines and journals or newspaper. He only read annual report, because annual reports are signed by the company. They are the authentic document. So start cultivating the habit of reading the annual reports, and you will find a big difference in your approach towards things and in your approach towards handling the business. Carbon tax. As a finance professional, you cannot ignore tax, because when pyramids were dig out, they found that only two things were there where everybody was afraid of: death and tax. The same is true today. Everyone is afraid of, fearful of death and tax, because they don't know the truth. If you know the truth of death, that death is bound to happen, tax is bound to come, because we are living in a society, and our leaders, they need money to take care of the common expenses. आप एक सोसाइटी में रहते हैं, कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी में रहते हैं, वहां पे कॉमन एक्सपेंसेस का फंड होता है ना, ताकि आपकी सोसाइटी के अंदर लाइटिंग प्रॉपर हो, पानी बराबर आए, रोड, इंटरनल रोड बनी रहे. All those things are taken care by the common fund. Similarly, taxation is also a common fund. अगर हमें इस पूरे दुनिया को बचाना है, हमें अपने कंट्री को बचाना है, हमें अपने सिटी डिस्ट्रिक्ट को बचाना है, तो we have to have fund. Now carbon tax is being discussed very heavily amongst the developed countries, and you will not be surprised, tomorrow some of the state may put restriction or some sort of a taxation on those industries which are polluting, those industries which are not doing good for the water, for the living beings, or for the soil. They need to pay higher taxes because they are doing. So that is where there is a mechanism of carbon credit. So carbon credit is a tradable unit. So if you are business, if your business idea, if your venture, your company, your employer is sequestering carbon, they can make extra money, they can make extra earning by selling those carbon to those people who need it badly, those industries who are not able to convert themselves into zero carbon. So there will be a mechanism, a virtual mechanism is being developed. A lot of companies are now working on it. So you will see a complete different future. So I'm just giving you bits and pieces so that you have to connect the dots. I'm giving you all the food for thought today, because in 1 hour it is not possible for me to tell you each and everything in detail, but I am igniting the thoughts so that you can then develop it. You all are researchers. You all know how to research, how to go deeper into the subject, and the subject which you love most. Let us talk about some numbers. Indian agriculture, हम कहाँ हैं, क्या करते हैं? So India is largest producer of spices, pulses, milk, tea, cashew, jute. ये प्रोडक्ट हम वर्ल्ड के लार्जेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर हैं. And we are second largest producer of bamboo, fruits and vegetable in the world. But unfortunately, 30 to 35% of our fruits and vegetable we destroy at the farm itself, because we don't have market. We don't know how to market them. We don't have infrastructure, cold storage, logistics, warehousing. We don't have that. So क्या होता है, आप सब्जियां तोड़ते हैं और सब्जियां खेत में ही सड़ जाती हैं, वो खाद बन जाती है वापस. Means the farmer do all the labor, but he is not able to enjoy the fruits of his labor. That's an opportunity for agripreneurs, for agri-businessmen to come forward, take some risk, and create a small setup for a group of farmers in your village, in your taluka, in your district, where you find these gaps. आपको गैप्स ढूंढने हैं, गैप्स मिलेंगे तो प्रॉब्लम मिलेगी तो अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलेगी, अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलेगी तो बिजनेस बढ़ेगा. तो यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट इन योर एरिया कि प्रॉब्लम कहाँ है और क्या है. और प्रॉब्लम फाइंड आउट करने के लिए गूगल में जाने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. आप अपने एरिया में जाइए, 10, 12, 15 लोगों से बात करिए, उनसे समझिए. सम टाइम लोकल विजडम प्लस योर रिसर्च प्लस योर बिजनेस मॉडल कैन बिकम ए 1:1:1, 111 बन जाता है. एंड दैट इज द ओनली वे टू मेक अ सक्सेसफुल सस्टेनेबल बिजनेस. 16.5% ऑफ इंडिया की पॉपुलेशन जो जीडीपी है वो एग्रीकल्चर से आती है, लेकिन 43% पॉपुलेशन इसमें लगी हुई है. तो कहीं तो बड़ा गैप है. 16% का कंट्रीब्यूशन और 50% का एम्प्लॉयमेंट, विच मीन्स either we are not utilizing our potential fully or there is some big gap. We all know the big gap. It is small holders. छोटे फार्मर हैं. 86% फार्मर्स आर लेस देन 2 एकड़ ऑफ लैंड. 2 हेक्टेयर लैंड से ज्यादा उनके पास लैंड नहीं है. 86% लोगों के पास. नो प्रॉब्लम. कोई भी प्रॉब्लम थ्रेट को अगर हम थ्रेट समझेंगे तो वो थ्रेट बनेगी, लेकिन अगर हम उसको अपॉर्चुनिटी बना देंगे तो वो अपॉर्चुनिटी बन जाएगी. वी ओनली हैव क्रिएटेड अमूल, जहां पे 36 लाख किसान मिल्क अमूल को देते हैं और अमूल हमें चॉकलेट बना के देता है. वी ओनली हैव क्रिएटेड साइदरी फार्म्स. वी ओनली हैव क्रिएटेड all those ninja carts of the world. We have created a lot of ventures, but they all are not enough. We are so big as a country कि यहाँ पे बहुत कुछ अभी करने का स्कोप है. 1000 या 10,000 अमूल भी आप क्रिएट कर देंगे ना, पता भी नहीं चलेगा. That much of potential is there in our country because we are right now only exporting 40 billion worth of agriculture products, which can go up to 100 billion in next 2 years. 3 गुना ग्रोथ कौन से धंधे में, आप मुझे बताइए. We have 157 million hectares of land which is cultivated today and 26 million hectare of degraded wasteland जो हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर कहते हैं कि हम 2030 तक कल्टिवेबल बनाएंगे. 26 मिलियन हेक्टेयर. आप मुझे वर्ल्ड का एक कंट्री बता दीजिए जो इतनी लैंड को, डिग्रेडेड लैंड को एग्रीकल्चर लैंड में कन्वर्ट रखने की बात भी करता हो. करना तो बहुत दूर की बात है, ये बोलना भी बहुत बड़ी बात है. वर्ल्ड का कोई कंट्री ऐसा नहीं है जो आज ये कह सके कि हम इतनी डिग्रेडेड वेस्टलैंड को एरेबल वेस्टलैंड बना देंगे. बिकॉज वी हैव डेमोग्राफी, वी हैव पॉपुलेशन टू फीड एंड वी हैव लैंड नीड टू बी डेवलप्ड. सो ऑल माय एंटरप्रेन्योर फ्रेंड्स, whosoever want to become agripreneur in our life, no time is better than this. For next 10 years is fully commit yourself to agribusiness, agriculture or agripreneurship. Now I'll show you something very different. Next 2020 में हम जब G20 समिट में, अभी ये बात उन्होंने रीटेट करी, सितंबर में उन्होंने पहले कहा, फिर सेम चीज को उन्होंने दोबारा कहा. एंड नाउ व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस एंड वेयर द अपॉर्चुनिटी लाइज? अपॉर्चुनिटी लाइज इन सॉइल इंप्रूवमेंट, स्मार्ट इरिगेशन एंड सीड मैनेजमेंट. It's a very simple formula: input, production and output. So look at the agriculture from 3 aspects. What are my inputs? How am I producing? And where my output is getting me the value. So value chain analysis is very important. Once you do one, and you all know, you are a finance professional, you are a management graduate, accounting guys, you know how the value chain analysis need to be done. So the opportunity lying in what? साइदरी फार्म आप सभी जानते हैं, महाराष्ट्र का वेंचर है. इट्स अ कोऑपरेटिव मॉडल. व्हाई दे आर सो पॉपुलर अक्रॉस इंडिया एंड अक्रॉस वर्ल्ड? बिकॉज दे फेयरली ट्रेड विद द फार्मर्स, दे प्रोवाइड हाइजीनिक पैकिंग, their products are available on airports, 100% safe food, grading and sorting is done, traceability with transparency and world class food quality standard. it all gives you an opportunity that if you are working in any of those areas, packing improvement, quality improvement, traceability by using artificial intelligence, using the digital technology in the farm, not much work has been done in agri data science. A huge opportunity wherein you can create your agri tech startup. I'll show you in my next slide how many startups are already there. So vocal for local, Atmanirbhar Bharat, and youth joining agriculture, and there is a fund available. So these are all like, combination of facts which I have gathered for you, that we are at a much higher strata in the race. The world is now creating food security. All the developed economies, they are now talking about how they can grow their food. And we only as a country has got 90,000 plus variety of botanical variety we can grow. While I am talking from Gurgaon, here is a winter. In Maharashtra, there is a pleasant weather. In Chennai, there is a summer kind of a situation. So we are the blessed country where at any given point of time you can see 8 to 10 climatic agroclimatic zones. The blueprint of success is ready. Our country want to develop 26 million hectare by 2030. 10,000 FPOs are going to be launched. NABARD is supporting with venture capital, venture grants. Contact farming law is in place. The movement is unrestricted. You can store the food. You can process it. Post-harvest funding is going to happen. Quality testing labs are being set up. Smart irrigation companies are available. Solar power. Recently, you might have heard we have launched the world's biggest solar power plant. So the energy, because energy is required in agriculture. So when our energy cost is going to be the lowest in the world, you can imagine we can create wonders. Tax-free income. The best part is when you do agripreneurship, most of your income is going to be tax-free. Most of it is going to be GST-free. Then grants and incentives are being given. High value crops you can focus on so that we bring the agriculture to the glory which we were earlier 200 years ago. 650 agtech, agriculture technology startup are already funded. SDG and ESG funding is available. Organic vegetable, big market. Everybody want to eat fresh, eat healthy. Nobody want to compromise with it. And India is a country where the middle class and upper middle class population are rising, which means you have a growing market for quality product. Then exotic herbs cultivation. We can become a very big exporter for that. All our land records have been automated. The equipment financing is available. A group like Mahindra, Tata, they are all going into equipment financing, which means smallholder farmer don't need to buy, they can hire. And there is a big scope for you to become a service provider in this area. Then dairy based agriculture, cattle and agriculture both are part and parcel. So you have to think about that. If you don't want to go into agriculture, you can actually go into dairy, or you can go into value added production. Then link agriculture with your retail. All your agri business, if your crop is not being sold to the customer, then there is a problem. So you can get into the value chain, and retail link agriculture is the future. And insurance and cost of capital. When the sector will become organized, cost of capital will low down. And that is an opportunity for you to get into the sector and also see how you can insure the farmer so that all the nature's uncertainty you can manage by insurance. So I have given you a lot of insights. Some of them are available. Now on focus points, just focus on 6 points if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, agripreneur. Agri stake development, that is little bit digital. If you have an inclination for digital, if you have inclination for AI, if you want to know what is happening, then look at the agri stake, because the Aadhaar is the biggest revolution in our country. We have Aadhaar, mobile phone, mobile number, everybody is connected. And now after COVID, you have seen this Arogya Setu app. 200 million people are connected with one app. So कहीं ना कहीं हमारा जो टेक्नोलॉजी स्टेक है, जो भारत स्टेक हम बोलते हैं, वो पूरी तरह से मेच्योर है, डेवलप्ड है. डिजिटल पेमेंट हम लोग सब करने लग गए हैं. The Beam app, Beam UPI is a big success. Worldwide, it is being now observed and followed. Even US में भी ऐसा कोई सिस्टम नहीं है जैसा हमारे यहाँ है. तो we should feel proud about it because things have changed, completely changed with technology. Sourcing funding. आपको ये सबसे बड़े ये देखना है कि अगर आप कोऑपरेटिव बना रहे हैं या अपना वेंचर बना रहे हैं, तो आप कैपिटल कहाँ से लाएंगे? तो सोर्सिंग फंडिंग के बहुत सारे सोर्स अवेलेबल हैं. यू शुड बी वेल वर्स ऑफ इट एज ए फाइनेंस प्रोफेशनल. अगर आप इनके बारे में जानकारी रखते हैं तो आपको बहुत बिजनेस मिलेगा. आपको, अगर आप प्रैक्टिस में जाना चाहते हैं, अपनी फंडिंग प्रैक्टिस स्टार्ट करना चाहते हैं, देयर इज ए ह्यूज स्कोप बिकॉज ह्यूज फंड इज अवेलेबल, ह्यूज डिमांड इज अवेलेबल. यू हैव टू मैच इट. Then agri infra building, cold store, warehousing, refrigerated vans, freeze drying plants. There are huge opportunity available for you to get into this infrastructure. If you are joining some agri infra company, your job will be more secure because that company will grow. So before you join any company, look at the sector, look at the overall macroeconomics. You all have read macroeconomics, so apply it. And your job will be more stable, more safe. Data digitization. As I told you, in banking, education, healthcare, everywhere we have seen the value of data. Data is the new oil, oxygen, gold, whatever you call it. But you should know how the data need to be used. What is the science behind the data? So in agriculture, you have data coming from the soil, coming below the soil, water data, climate data, market data, finance data, demographic data, consumer behavior. So there are hundreds of data sets, and there are companies who are mixing those data and creating a very good recommendation, very good analysis, and very minute precision agriculture analysis कि कहाँ पे कौन से डिस्ट्रिक्ट में क्या उगाना चाहिए, जिससे कि आने वाले 10-20 सालों में उस डिस्ट्रिक्ट के अंदर में पीएच लेवल, पानी का कंटेमिनेशन लेवल और ओवरऑल क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ कैन बी इम्प्रूव्ड. सो दैट काइंड ऑफ अ प्रिसीजन द वर्ल्ड इज वर्किंग वर्ड्स. और आपको जान के हैरानी होगी, डेनमार्क में उन्होंने पूरे पब्लिक प्लेसेस में फलदार पेड़ लगा दिए और पूरी पब्लिक के लिए उनको ओपन कर दिया कि भाई एनीबडी कैन गो टू द ट्री, आप फल तोड़िए, फल खाइए. यू नो व्हाट हैपेंड with that? Their happiness level has gone up, their nutrition level has gone up because of the zinc, because of the bio form of eating the nutrition, and their medical cost has gone down. So which means even you can survive with less tax. अगर आपका इंडस्ट्री ग्रो नहीं कर रहा है, टैक्सेशन कम आ रहे हैं, फिर भी अगर आपका न्यूट्रिशन लेवल बढ़ गया तो आपका मेडिकल कॉस्ट कम हो जाएगा, तो आपको खर्च नहीं करना पड़ेगा. तो एज ए मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स एवरीथिंग इज इंटरकनेक्टेड. सपोर्ट एफपीओज, फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. आपके एरिया में जो भी एफपीओज बन रहे हैं उनको आप सपोर्ट करिए, आप उनके बारे में जानिए, उनसे मिलिए. ऑनलाइन ऑफलाइन देयर आर लॉट ऑफ वेबसाइट्स. नाबार्ड की वेबसाइट है, एसएफएसी इंडिया की वेबसाइट है, ईनेम वेबसाइट है, आप वहां जाके देख सकते हैं कि क्या चल रहा है. क्योंकि जब तक आप जानेंगे नहीं तो आप मेरी बात को मानेंगे नहीं. तो मैं आपको ये सिर्फ जानने के लिए बोल रहा हूँ, मानना या ना मानना वो आपके हाथ में है. ईज ऑफ बिजनेस इज इंक्रीजिंग because of the B2B alliance, because of the focus of the government, whether it's a state government, whether it's a central government, everybody is now focusing on the bottom of pyramid, because every large company, they want to go to the bottom because that there the consumer base lies. तो आज की तारीख में फार्मर को हर कोई चाहता है कि उसकी जेब में ज्यादा पैसे जाएं. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर उसके पास ज्यादा पैसे होंगे तो अल्टीमेटली इकोनॉमी का साइकिल वो ही चला रहा है. इकोनॉमिक साइकिल जो है, few people are not running the economy, it's everyone is part and parcel of that economy. So we should not forget that our proof of prosperity of India lies in agriculture. एक समय था जब हम 30% वर्ल्ड जीडीपी को कंट्रीब्यूट करते थे. एंड व्हाई वी वर एबल टू डू दैट? बिकॉज ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर. क्योंकि 2% आज हम करते हैं वर्ल्ड जीडीपी का, ओनली 2% हम कंट्रीब्यूट करते हैं. एक समय में हम 30% करते थे. अब आप देखिए जितने भी हमारे इन्फ्लुएंसर्स हैं, जो हमारे गुरुज हैं, वो क्या कहते हैं? अन्न, तन, मन और धन, दीज आर 4 कॉर्नर्स टू लीड ए क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ. चाहे जग्गी वासुदेव जी हो, श्री श्री हो, स्वामी रामदेव हैं या ओशो हैं, एवरीबडी टोल्ड दैट नेक्स्ट 50 years is of agripreneurship, because they can see the future, because they meet so many people, they have so much of knowledge when they are talking about this. So there is something we need to look at, that how we can do yogic kheti, how we can do a sustainable agriculture and sustainable agripreneurship. So जय जवान जय किसान जय विज्ञान के बाद अब जरूरत है जय ईमान की, because if we are going to use better pesticide, better seeds, खाद, नॉट पेस्टिसाइड. पेस्टिसाइड से आप क्या करते हैं? बीमारियां बढ़ाते हैं. तो आपको ऑर्गेनिक मैन्योर, ऑर्गेनिक कंपोस्टिंग के बारे में जानना है कि वो क्या होती है, कैसे बनती है, वो पूरा विज्ञान हमारा ही है। हजारों साल पहले फूड साइंस इंडिया की जो थी सबसे उन्नत थी, उसी को हमने पढ़ना है। लाइब्रेरीज में वो बुक्स आपको मिल जाएंगी, तमाम भाषाओं में उनका अनुवाद हो चुका है। आपको सब कुछ मिल जाएगा, सब कुछ आपके पास है, जरूरत है उनको यूज करने की। एंड सम टाइम ड्रीम्स आर वाइजर देन वेकिंग, बिकॉज अगर हम ये कहें कि इंडिया $15 ट्रिलियन की इकोनॉमी बन सकता है, तो हमें कहना है हाँ बन सकता है। हम थे, हम पहले थे, अब हमें वापस बनना है। We can only see a short distance ahead, but the plenty that need to be done. So you have to start moving in the direction. And I can tell you, if you are working for your passion and your passion become your profession, then you will never tire. आप कभी रिटायर नहीं होंगे लाइफ में, और रिटायर होना भी नहीं चाहिए, बिकॉज when your passion become your profession, there is no retirement. And city और rural का जो divide है, thanks to digital, ये खत्म हो चुका है. Now you can work from anywhere. Now the large companies, Tata Consultancy Services कह रही है कि 75% एम्प्लॉय 2025 के बाद में हम नहीं चाहते कि वो किसी ऑफिस में आए, वो जहां है वहां रहें, हमारे लिए काम करें. तो इफ दैट इज ट्रू, देन यू कैन वर्क फ्रॉम ए फार्म ऑल्सो. आप सुबह 3 घंटा फार्म में काम करेंगे, उसके बाद दोपहर में 4 घंटे आराम करेंगे, और उसके बाद 3 घंटे आप अपना लैपटॉप ओपन करके एंड यू कैन सर्व योर कंपनी. दिस इज द फ्यूचर. This is the future. So look at the community commerce program. We are also running a program for community commerce Agripreneur, where our objective is to enable entrepreneurs into agripreneurship. This is a very detailed, scientifically designed program. Introduction to the basic component of agribusiness, enhance your domain knowledge, and curate as per the local demand. Case study based experiential learning, agriculture to agribusiness. This shift has to happen. And easy grasp, bite-sized knowledge, plus orientation by professionals who are expert in this subject. So this is the course. I think today I just want to introduce, take it as an opportunity. Anybody who want to take it up, we are not planning, a very kind of, mass level course, but we want to give this knowledge to those people who are interested to become agripreneurs. So if you are interested, there is an opportunity. There are people to help, there are people to support. So this is what I wanted to tell you today in my session. And we need more agripreneurs, agri-businessmen. We have agri-investors and agri-startups. So try to be part of this revolution, which is there, available for all of you. And 3 things: pulses, fruits, vegetables. Focus on these 3 things. Next 10 years, you will find a big difference. Not selling raw, but creating the value-added products, creating the food industry, food processing, brand, build your brand. Then you can have a good profit. Because if you don't have profit, it will not survive. It will not sustain your staff, your tax. You will not be able to pay taxes on time. You will not be able to, expand your business. So ultimately, what you need to do is just try to see how best you can do the justice with your profession and the justice with your dreams. Because you all may be dreaming that मैं यहाँ से कनाडा जाऊंगा, वहां से मैं जर्मनी जाऊंगा, यहाँ यूएस में ये काम करूंगा. बट आपके देश में अगर then why you have to go somewhere else and do something else? Because जहां भी आप जाएंगे आप सेकंड सिटीजन होंगे. आप मान के चलिए, स्वधर्म निधनम श्रेय. अपने देश में आपको महान माना जाएगा, कहीं और जाएंगे तो आप महान बन सकते हैं. यू हैव सीन द बिग अमेरिकन स्टोरी, मैकिन्से कंपनी. व्हाट हैपेंड टू दैट गाय? ही वाज पुट बिहाइंड द बार. ही वाज अ ब्लू आइड बॉय ऑफ एंटायर कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड. बट एक छोटी सी गलती में, जबकि उसकी गलती भी नहीं थी, अब उसने अपनी किताब लिखी है पूरी. So there are examples, hundreds of examples. You can become what you want to become in your own country. So look around you, look around the problems and find out the solution. Start small. Take a baby step. Your baby step will become a giant leap. It will change the mankind, it will change the economy, and it will change your economy also. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Karanji. I
Yes, this
hope
is.
it was.
It was wonderful.
Any question you have, I request, because since you are I am not
Yep.
looking at the live, so if you have any question, please ask me.
Yep.
I'm ready.
Sure. Sure. Just give me, guys. Can we have a question answer session? Any questions? Please type
Yes,
in the
sir.
chat
A very
box.
good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. It was a very nice talk. I just have a question. Like you have mentioned in your talk that India is the economy of the India is largely depending on the agri sector. Okay,
Yes.
and you had mentioned few things about Amul. Okay,
Yes.
they are agripreneur. We used to call them as social entrepreneur also. Okay, because they are working towards the benefit of the society. I just have a doubt. Being a farmer, I'm a farmer basically. Okay,
Ji.
so we used to grow bananas in our farms at our native place, and on an average we used to sell, I mean, being a farmer, I used to get around rupees 5 a dozen for banana.
Hmm.
And over here in Mumbai, being a customer, I am buying the bananas at the cost of rupees 50 per dozen. Okay,
Yes.
so the main person who is growing that particular fruit is
Yeah.
getting just 10% of the money what the customer is spending, right?
Yeah.
And the remaining 90%, I can say, is being distributed among the entire distribution chain,
Right.
right? So can there be a system wherein which the actual person who is spending his life in growing those items, okay, can he be getting a more percentage what the customer is paying for those
Yes.
products?
I'll answer your question. So you have very right question. Bang on the point. Amul is a circular economy.
Right.
Your banana farmer is suffered because of triangular economy, because somebody is controlling the banana, somebody is recovering the maximum price, and farmer is getting only 10%. Last month we invited Mr. Sodi, the managing director of Amul. The board of Amul has got 19 members. He is the only professional. Rest all are 18 farmer members. They are elected from the farmer. So that is the best example. 36 lakh people, and they follow C2C and B2C model. Cow to consumer, buffalo to consumer. And 80% of the money which consumer pays goes to the farmer. That is the Amul. Even in Australia, Denmark, in milk industry, it is 40 to 50% goes to farmer. Right?
Right.
What you are talking is 10% is going to the farmer, which is wrong. Which
Yes, sir.
the farmer has to make a group, banana grower cooperative, and they should not sell banana. The moment 500 banana farmer comes together, it become a 100 crore company. Everybody will give the grant, social venture fund will come, and you can create banana powder also. Because some of the youth which is right now running away because of 5 rupee a dozen, there is no scope left for the youth but to go to some factory and do some job. If the FPO is set up in that village, 500 farmer, they can do wonders. Now I'll give you an example of small country like Tajikistan. During the COVID time, 2,400 farmers came together. They focused on one commodity. They got $30 million funding, out of which $15 million were grant. Means you don't need to pay that, because they are actually working on the benefit of that entire area.
Right, sir.
So that is where we have to make the farmer aware that farmer producer organization is going to be the only and only solution for our country where the holding is small. Because if the farmer has a small holding, he can't do anything. He has to sell whatever price he is going to get. During the
That's
COVID,
true.
our farmers sold for a pineapple 1 rupee piece. Can you imagine 1 rupee piece and 100 rupees in the retail market? So this need to be stopped, and this can be stopped only by two things: perishable thing need to be converted, and group of farmer need to be built, because they will be recognized like a company. You can become a listed company. Today Sayadri farm don't sell mango pulp or mangoes like that. They sell mango chutney, and they export it also.
Right. Right. I mean, there has to be the development of the food processing industries instead of sending
At the farm
the
gate itself.
perishable items to market.
And your food should not travel 1,000 kilometers away to the factory. Factory should be there in the nearby.
Nearby. Right, right, right. So, is there any provision? I mean, we used to heard a lot of things that there is a special loan facility for SME
Everything
sector
is
of
available
growth.
in my agripreneurship course. We tell the student, and our students are not people who are studying. They are 50-year-old, 40-year-old, those who are already in the class. And we
Right,
tell
right.
them that, look, this is the provision, this is the application, everything is online. What you need to do is just go and get it. You alone cannot get it, but in a group, everything is available. There are grants available, loans available.
Right.
Very, very transparent now today. And the moment they realize it, they realize that yes, they have a solution which is available to their reach.
So there has to be a mechanism through which all these things should be promoted to the farmers.
Agriculture shift to agribusiness. The farmer
Okay.
should think like a businessman, and we can make him think like a businessman. He is a very, very big risk taker. I'll tell you, 6 महीने तक रिस्क लेता है. अगर फल का पेड़ लगाता है तो 10 साल की रिस्क लेता है, उसके
Right.
बाद फल मिलते हैं. तो उससे बड़ा रिस्क टेकर तो कोई है ही नहीं.
Very true, sir. Very true. Very true. Thank you so much. You have addressed this issue so nicely. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
Karan sir, over to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Lalit sir. Rishabh sir, another question. It's an upcoming concept, agripreneurship. But according to you, how much is government supporting? For example, like in Denmark, if you say, right, you give an example of Denmark. But sir, over there, don't you think the government also supports? Whereas out here in India, I don't see government support, being that strong, despite us being such a young and massive population.
तो मैं आपको नंबर बताता हूँ. लेट अस टॉक नंबर, क्योंकि हमारे ऑडियंस जो है सब फाइनेंस और अकाउंट्स के हैं. तो $168 बिलियन फंडिंग अवेलेबल होती है एग्रीकल्चर और एग्री बिजनेस को इंडिया में थ्रू वेरियस सोर्सेज लाइक प्राइवेट, रीजनल रूरल बैंक्स, कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स, नेशनलाइज्ड बैंक्स. एंड इसके अलावा करीबन $40 बिलियन का प्रोविजन हर साल बजट में किया जाता है वेरियस एग्रीकल्चर स्कीम्स पे. तो देयर इज अ बिग मनी अवेलेबल. नाउ how that big money goes down to the last mile, we have a lot of channels, and the biggest channel is NABARD, National Bank of Agriculture and Rural Development. NABARD की साइट पे आप जाइए, आपको पूरा डिटेल से पता लगेगा कितने प्रोजेक्ट उन्होंने फाइनेंस किए हैं, कौन कौन से कहाँ कहाँ पे वो पैसे देते हैं. दे आर बेसिकली रीफाइनेंसर्स. तो वो बैंक के थ्रू रीफाइनेंस करते हैं. तो आई विल अर्ज एवरी स्टूडेंट टुडे, बिकॉज आज आयरन हॉट है. आज अगर आप नाबार्ड की वेबसाइट पे जाएंगे तो आप कनेक्ट कर पाएंगे कि जो मैं कह रहा हूँ कहीं मैं झूठ तो नहीं बोल रहा. तो आज आपको दिख जाएगा कि कितनी सारी स्कीम्स अवेलेबल हैं और कितनी ब्यूटीफुली वो अपने उनके जो प्लान्स हैं दे आर ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल. नंबर 1. नंबर 2, एनीबडी एनीवेयर इन इंडिया, एग्रीकल्चर इज ए स्टेट सब्जेक्ट, वी ऑल नो, राइट. तो एग्रीकल्चर में स्टेट की भी बहुत सारी स्कीम्स आती हैं जो कि स्टेट की वेबसाइट पे अवेलेबल है. प्लस स्टार्टअप इंडिया वेबसाइट पे अगर आप जाएंगे तो आपको स्टार्टअप कैसे बनाना है, क्या करना है, वो सारी जानकारी अवेलेबल. अगर आपको एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट के बारे में जानना है कि हम कौन सी कमोडिटी कहाँ एक्सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं, मार्केट कहाँ है, तो investindia.com पे जाइए. गवर्नमेंट की मैं सारी गवर्नमेंट वेबसाइट ही बता रहा हूँ, एंड दे आर मच बेटर देन एनी प्राइवेट वेबसाइट. द प्रॉब्लम इज वी डोंट गो एंड लुक एट देम. अगर आपको एमएसएमई बिजनेस सेटअप करना है, एमएसएमई चैंपियन पोर्टल है, जुलाई में लॉन्च हुआ था. सारे स्टेट और सेंटर की जितनी भी स्कीम्स हैं एक ही वेबसाइट पे सारी अवेलेबल हैं. अब इसके अलावा आपको कोई पर्टिकुलर प्रॉब्लम है तो सारे ईमेल आईडीज, फोन नंबर आपको वहां पे ओपनली मिले हुए हैं. आपको फोन उठा के बात करनी है, बात करने से बात बनती है. दैट इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. वी हैव टू मैनिफेस्ट पॉजिटिविटी कि भी हमें वो नेगेटिविटी को भूल जाना है. देयर इज नथिंग कॉल्ड नेगेटिव इन लाइफ. द ओनली थिंग इज पर्सपेक्टिव. There is nothing called positive and negative. It's all our perspective, how we see our life and how we can make a change in our life and life around us.
True, very true, very true. Thank you, sir. It was quite informative. I didn't know so much information. Good, nice, that's nice. Yes, audiences, any other questions? We'll just wait for a
Nafseen
minute.
ma'am, if you have any question, you are most
Nafseen
welcome to
ma'am,
ask.
yeah.
Accounting
Aarti ma'am,
point of
any
view,
questions?
because I talked about SDG accounting and SDG compliance. So even Institute have recently launched, Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, they have recently launched a course on SDG accounting and reporting.
Okay.
So now you can understand that where the finance profession is moving. The direction has completely changed. It is not important to report your EBITDA. It will be important to report how out of 17 SDG goals, how many of you have followed, and you have to measure the success.
Oh my, that's a massive shift. That's a
Yes,
massive
it's a
shift, a
massive shift,
tectonical shift rather. Right.
because wherein you will get opportunity to measure that in numbers. It's not that हमने ये कर दिया वो कर दिया हमने कुएं खुदवा दिए तालाब खुदवा दिए ना. You have to mention that आपके इस काम से वहां के एरिया में tangible benefits कितने आए.
True. Very good. Excellent. That's more responsible accounting. That's good. That's good rather than just filling up figures.
And all the listed companies, by the way, all the listed companies in India are will very soon be compliant, because it is much beyond CSR. CSR में आप अपना 2% लगाते हैं, और वो भी
Yes.
कितनी कंपनियां लगाती है वो किसी को नहीं पता. आने वाले समय में SDG रिपोर्टिंग में all your investors are going to ask, your bankers are going to ask, and even hiring the best talent will become difficult if you are SDG non-compliant.
My God. Very good. Very good. Excellent. I'm very happy. You've got a wealth of information. Very good. Excellent, sir. Very nice. Yes. Aarti ma'am, shall we wind up this session? I don't see any
Sure.
questions coming.
No problem. I think I'm happy to answer, and I will discuss. Anybody is interested for this agripreneurship course we are launching at 12. It's a 12 module, 3 days residential. We can talk about your institute. If your institute is, people are willing, we can do. We are collaborating with a lot of B school,
Okay.
lot of institute, so that we can tell the student the approach towards agripreneurship, and ultimately it will open up a lot of opportunity for them.
Great. Great.
Great, great.
Very nice.
Before we wind up, is it audible, sir? Karan sir, is it audible?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, before we wind up, I do have a query over here. Sir, in my I did my MBA somewhat around 17 years back. Okay, almost 20 years. Okay, now there are few of my classmates. They have started their organic farming. Okay, they have done few courses, and based on that, they themselves have initiated. They have taken a land on lease, and they are doing it very well. There's a huge demand of organic farm products.
Yes.
So is there any kind of a module which is focusing on to organic products, organic growth?
So first of all, Aarti ma'am, I really appreciate you shared the live example of your batchmates. So all our agribusiness initiatives are focused toward natural and organic farming only.
Okay.
We talk about that only as a primordial subject, because if you can take care of the health of the people, you can generate wealth.
True.
Health is wealth. And now it is proven after the pandemic, the world is looking for healthy food.
Yes, exactly. Fine.
True. Very nice. Sir, one last query we'll take. Our audience has given one last query. Person is saying that he wants to start a poultry farming business. So, do you think it will have any scope in the future?
Yes, poultry, Sugna farm, very big poultry farm. So all those, see, poultry, animal husbandry and agriculture, they are not separate. They are together, because when you do zero budget farming, today in many countries, they do poultry because the waste of poultry become the best for agriculture. So it's a integrated thing. So if you want to start a poultry farm, you can also have agriculture, you can also have permaculture, you can have an integrated approach. So there are a lot of courses available by NISBUD, by Government of India. A lot of data will be available on internet. You can search, wherein you will find that what are the demand of poultry industry today, and how you can meet those demands, because demands keep on changing. So
Yes.
you have to see what are the demands and which all areas where you can venture into. Before starting, I will always request every student to do a research, because without
True.
research, if you start anything, it is bound to fail. Like बिना driving license के बिना गाड़ी को समझे अगर हम हाईवे पे गाड़ी ले जाएंगे तो क्या होगा?
Disaster.
So understand it. What are
True.
the finer points? Talk to people. Make friends on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the biggest source of connectivity. 670 million people are available on it. So you can actually go and connect with anyone. And definitely it will help you to start that poultry business. And it's an everyday business. As I told you, any business which is an everyday business will generate everyday cash flow.
Hmm. Very true, very true. Absolutely true. Fine. So Aarti ma'am, shall we wind up?
Yes,
Any
sir.
other
There
queries,
are no
anything?
questions. Let's wind up, sir.
Great. Okay. So I would now like to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of Viva IMR. Thank you, Rishabh sir, for the enlightening speech and spending your precious time with us. I can't express our gratitude enough for the enriching and inspiring session. Agripreneurship is a sector which I'm definitely going to explore. I was very impressed with all the information you had. Your speech was not just a string of words, but a powerful motivational speech. And I'm sure few among us will definitely explore it and take this idea forward. Your years of research, your depth of understanding, your contagious enthusiasm about the subject, and your ability to present it in such a simple way was truly remarkable. Climate change is definitely a critical thing, and we must try our best to preserve it, especially in a huge country like India. As you rightly said, our country has immense potential. We need to channelize it and direct our resources in the right direction. And the example of Denmark was really insightful and how it helped to increase the happiness index of a country. And that was wonderful. And of course, I enjoyed learning new terms like yogic agriculture, agripreneurship, and many others. It was very nice, sir. Thank you. And I would encourage all the participants to interrogate your ideas, take intellectual risk, and move ahead with this wonderful idea which we have learned in today's session. And also a big thank you to Viva Management, Indian Accounting Association, Professor Nafseen Mistry, and our director, Sir Dr. Lohar, for keeping such enlightening sessions. I also thank all my colleagues, teaching staff, and our non teaching staff for helping us to make this session a wonderful success. Lastly, and most importantly, I would like to thank all the delegates who have been such a wonderful audience, and we look forward to keeping more such sessions in the near future. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. We'll end this
Thank
session
you.
now.
Thank you, sir. And
Thank you, sir.
I wish all the students a very bright, successful career. And thank you, Viva Institute of Management and Research, and all the professors who have given their time and energy to make
Our
this
pleasure, sir. Our
Indian
pleasure.
so that everybody can get benefited. If somebody have missed it out, because we are right now in a Zoom, and but on
Yes.
YouTube people might be seeing. But I will share my presentation. The
Sure,
more
sir.
lamp we can light, the more enlightened we are, and our society will be.